Just because she was thinking about things in her mind, Nanako was forced to retreat by her opponent. At this moment, she has no previous pursuit of this game. Because she has realized that she has been practicing martial arts for so many years, and in front of a real master, she can't even beat the opponent with a single palm. This caused a devastating blow to her self-confidence. In fact, whoever encounters this kind of thing will suffer a huge blow. It was not only her own self-confidence but also her long-standing beliefs that were defeated. For a long time, Nanako felt that she was at most 20 years away from the pinnacle of martial arts. 20 years later, she will definitely grow into the world's top martial arts master, and even become a martial arts master like her master Yamamoto Kazuki. However, Charlie just made her realize that the martial arts master in her mind is nothing more than an ant in front of a real master. It turns out that for so many years, she has been sitting in a well and watching the sky. Now, she realized that the real world of martial arts is far beyond her own. Before, she thought that the world is nothing more than this world, and the farthest distance is just from this end of the earth to the other end of the earth. But today she knew that there was actually a solar system, a galaxy, and even the entire vast universe outside of this earth. At this moment, she couldn't help thinking about another question. How many years would it take for her to grow into a true top master like Charlie? Recalling the palm that Charlie slapped, although her mentor was beaten into a waste, the impact of that palm on him at the level of martial arts was like the brilliance of a bright moon. Thinking about it this way, her concentration became even more dispersed. But her opponent took advantage of the situation and scored offensively. In the first game, Nanako was upset and lost, and the audience was in an uproar. No one thought that the number 1 seed player Nanako of this competition would actually lose to a little-known player in the first round of 8-4. When the referee announced the end of the first game, the opponents cheered excitedly. She never dreamed that she unexpectedly won the first game of the game she thought she would lose. It seems that Nanako's state has some problems today, but this is her great opportunity. When Nanako came to the rest area by the ring, her brain was still in a trance. Winning or losing the game is no longer important because her beliefs have collapsed. At this time, her assistant Koichi Tanaka said anxiously, "Miss, you can't be so negative. Now you have entered the knockout stage. If you lose this game, then this game will end here. That's it." Nanako smiled bitterly and murmured, "Tanaka, you have also seen the terrifying power of Mr. Charlie. The gap between me and him is simply Firefly and the sun. Do you know that there is an old saying, 'Firefly, how can your light compete with sun for glory?'" As she said, she sighed slightly. "His strength is like a bright sun in the sky, and I am just a firefly in the grass in the wild." Koichi Tanaka's expression was also very emotional. He didn't know how he should persuade this eldest lady. Because he can understand Missy's mood at this time. The strength of the young man surnamed Wade is really terrifying. Kazuno Yamamoto is a Japanese national treasure master, but under his hands, he can't even hold a hand. If he was in place of the eldest lady, I am afraid at this moment he would have lost all fighting spirit. Not to mention the small game in front of him, even the Olympics, it seems to have become bleak. Even the so-called martial arts has become a joke. He served Nanako for many years. At this time, he couldn't help but feel heartache for her. He couldn't help but said, "Miss, if you really lose faith in this game, then let's go back to Japan." Nanako hurriedly asked, "Tanaka, where is my master? How is he now?" Hiroshi Tanaka stammered and said, "A few wicked men came just now." The man used a knife to carve the words "Sick Man of East Asia" on Mr. Yamamoto's forehead. Then Mr. Yamamoto wanted to bite his tongue and kill himself, but he failed. Was taken to the hospital by Mr. Kobayashi. What? Nanako was shocked, tears burst into her eyes, and she blurted out, "I'm going to the hospital to see Master. Take me now." Hiroshi Tanaka nodded and said, "Then I will tell the referee team now, we will give up the game." "Okay. Go." Nanako was already impatient. In her eyes, Yamamoto Kazuki was her mentor, and if he had any shortcomings, she would not be able to forgive herself in this life. After all, he came to China with her for the game. If it were not for her, he would not meet Charlie, let alone encounter these hardships. Just as she was about to give up the game and rush to the hospital to take a look at her teacher, a calm voice suddenly sounded. Since you have participated in the competition, you must take it seriously. How can you give up halfway? Nanako followed the prestige and saw that Charlie, who possessed terrifying power, was standing under the stage and looking at her expressionlessly. Her heart suddenly panicked. She didn't expect Charlie to watch her game, and she didn't understand why he would watch her game. In fact, Aoshui had already won the game with one move, so she had already gone to the locker room to take a shower and change clothes. Charlie had nothing to do, so he planned to come to watch Nanako's game, but he didn't expect that Nanako would lose the first set. However, he could also see that Nanako lost the first set because she was worried and could not concentrate on the game. Originally, he also thought that Nanako could quickly adjust the state, and then start to get back from the second game. But he didn't expect that Nanako was about to abandon the game.